Hey guys, it's Mike here, Baseball Collector, and I'm doing the fourth iteration of my card room video. And I'm doing it because I've gotten a lot of stuff over the last year or so since my last video, and I wanted to just kind of show how I organize my collection. I call it a card room video, although it's becoming much more of just a baseball video. You can see here the entrance to the room. I've got a Juan Gonzalez Drive street sign. That's a remnant from my collection in past days. And I've got a jersey that the Rangers gave me. I went to a special event. They made this jersey for me in 2016 at a corporate event that I went to. So it's hanging on the door. So let's open the door and go on in. Can I see what's going on here? I'll kind of take you around. I have the blinds open right now, but normally they're not open because it lets in too much light. But this is what you see when you come into the room. Kind of walk in. I got my little space heater down there. On the left here, I've got the famous Washington Post rain out. Some Rangers things. Here's a Texas Rangers Orioles dugout official lineup card, signed at the bottom by the manager at the time, Buck Showalter. So there's a lot of good players that were on that team. A-Rod, Palmeiro, etc. Okay, moving on. Over here on this wall, I'm going to step back a little bit. I've got 1998 Topps Own the Game advertisement, an old school Topps 10 sign. And then along the top of this wall, I've got Marvel comics. And I have a lot of comics, especially in this room, but those comics are special because they're all from October 1973, which is the month and year I was born. And I really like Marvel, so just kind of got all the different titles that were popular at the time. I've got a 2009 All-Star Game Josh Hamilton jersey signed and framed. 2008 Josh Hamilton jersey signed and framed. And I've got a great print over here that's really hard to see unless I get out of the glare. This is a print called The Greatest All-Stars, and it's this wonderful print of all these amazing baseball players at Comiskey Park. It's got modern guys like Jeter, old guys, Honus Wagner, Christy Mathewson. So just an amazing piece of art. This is one of the prints that was signed by the artist down here, Mr. Cooper. So there's that. I moved my Hall of Fame picture up here from kind of that first era of Hall of Famers. And then also new is my bobblehead shelves. I put up these ledges with the help of my wife, and I've put my bobbleheads up here. They're all Hall of Famers. Right in the center of the window is the new Nolan Ryan piece that I just got from John JMVP. So found a great spot for that right in the middle. And then over here on the left are the other two shelves with the different Hall of Famers up there. And a couple of soon-to-be Hall of Famers. There's Ichiro's up there, and Albert Pujols is on this shelf. Down here I have this picture of the Texas Rangers all-time team from their 40th anniversary back in 2012. I'm trying to get PSA graded cards of all of those players from their first year with the Rangers. I've got over here, starting on the cabinets, this is just a file cabinet, and inside is a bunch of comics, Star Wars, and then I have Amazing Spider-Man. I have a tremendous run of Amazing Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero because he reminds me of myself, just a big dork. Over here are two of my showpieces, especially the big case here. But the top case is a case my dad and I made years ago. It's a glass top. It's made out of walnut, and it can be opened. And then in here I just have a bunch of 2017 Panini Legends game used cards, all Hall of Famers. I have the whole set except for Ted Lyons, so I'm still looking for a Ted Lyons in that. But a bunch of great players in that set. And then the project that I'm most proud of in the entire room is my PSA graded card case. And that's this piece right here. Made out of walnut. Completely out of walnut in terms of the case. Each drawer is labeled. Come down to this top drawer here. Of what it is. My autographs that are slabbed are in alphabetical order. Then I have 3 drawers of just Hall of Famer autos and game use, and these aren't slabbed, so when you open up this drawer, you can see here that these are just regular old one-touches or top loaders. But they're all Hall of Famers, all either autograph cards or game use cards of Hall of Famers in alphabetical order, all the way down. On the second row, I've started my PSA cards. So all of these graded cards, I simply put them in numeric order by year. So my oldest cards are here, which are my 1905 or T205 cards. And then I just keep going, and I just separate it by year and just kind of fill it up. But what happens is, towards the end, let me go to this last one. So I'm out of room here. I started with 91, but it doesn't fill up an entire row because each row will hold 80 slabs. And so I have this foam back here that kind of wedges itself in there to make sure that the cards don't slide around. And this really holds them well. I mean, I'm pushing on this and the cards aren't going anywhere. So they stand up there pretty well. And when I pull a drawer out just like this, I don't have slides on the drawer, on the different drawers, but I can just pull them out and they just rest right there. Even with all the weight, even on a fully heavy drawer that weighs about 30 pounds when it's full, they just sit right there. So the rest of the drawers are empty, and I haven't put labels on those. I'm not going to put labels on them, even blank labels, because that doesn't seem kind of necessary. Down here is a drawer full of all of my tall boy slabs, and these are all autograph cards. So it's either government postcards, Perez Steels, and those are all in alphabetical order down here. And I have 8 drawers that are big drawers, of which I've only filled one up. And so I might use the other drawers for additional storage of sets or other things that I can do, because as you'll see in a minute, my closet's still pretty full. So I got a little couch here that I can rest on with a Rangers blanket. Over here at my desk, let's start over here. This is a 1994 Ted Williams autograph from FanFest. Actually, I think it's 1992. We've got the Nolan Ryan card with him punching out Ventura card. The Nolan Ryan picture of him punching out Ventura. Up here, I call this kind of my wall of heroes because it's all just the greats of the game, greats of all time. Ted Williams, Nolan Ryan. There's Hank Aaron in a lithograph hitting his 715th home run. A 16 by 20 autograph Mickey Mantle. A 16 by 20 autographed Willie Mays of him making the catch in the 1951 World Series at the Polo Grounds over the shoulder. Got a bunch of books up here, all baseball related, including the baseball encyclopedia that I just loved reading as a kid. A lot of these are autographed. The Cal Ripken's autographed. The Reggie Jackson's autographed, the Ivan Rodriguez is autographed, the Bill Veeck is autographed. One of the Nolan Ryan books is autographed. So I like getting those when I can, if they're a good price. I've got a bunch of books and catalogs from Robert Edward Auctions, which is a great reference for me to look at every once in a while. And of course I've got the Bible, which is the book right in the middle that's purple with Kirchin Baseball Hall of Fame autographs. If you need to know if a Baseball Hall of Fame autograph is real, that's your best resource to check out. Up here I've just got a bunch of supplies, a ball that I picked up from a game, batting practice or something like that. And then my workspace. I just have a desk with my Rangers keyboard and just a scanner pile of junk. And then over here on this wall, I have more Hall of Famers. All along the outside of both pictures are Perez Steel, the greatest moments or great moments. They're basically little 8x10s. Mine happen to all be autographed by the different players. I've got a Ron Lewis lithograph of the 3000 Hit Club. All the players have signed it that are pictured, as well as some pictures some players who had 3,000 hits that are not pictured, including Paul Molitor, Cal Ripken Jr., Wade Boggs, and Tony Gwynn have all signed the picture but are not pictured in it. The bottom picture here is probably one of my favorite pieces that I own, and that's the 500 Home Run Club piece by Ron Lewis, an incredibly forged piece in the hobby. Mine is the artist proof numbered to 1,000, so it's also signed down in the bottom right corner by Ron Lewis, as well as the 10 guys that are on here. 11 guys that are on here. All the greats of the game as well. 500 Home Run Club piece. Love it. Absolutely love it. Surrounded again by more of the great moments, Perez Steels. I have even more than this. I just didn't have enough frames and didn't want to make it look too crowded. Up here is above the closet. It's a great panoramic view of the 2010 World Series, which is the first World Series for the Texas Rangers. This was the first World Series game that they played against the Giants. I was sitting out in left field in the bleachers, the first section of bleachers, and that's my ticket. And it was the only game the Rangers won in that series, so I was glad to be there. Very cool experience, and they had this panoramic, so I had to buy it. I've got 2 more signed Josh Hamilton jerseys. Josh Hamilton was a big part of my collection for a long time, and so they're just hanging on the door because it's better than looking at a white door. So why not look at a couple of signed jerseys? And then we're going to open up the closet, so hang on a second and I'll open up the closet. Here we go. All right. As I open up the closet and kind of stand back, you can see the breadth of the just boxes and boxes of cards all the way down. I have every top set from 1973 through 2017. I have a ton of score sets and Upper Deck and a bunch of Ginter and Archives and tons of Heritage sets, Topps Heritage, Donruss and Fleer all through the years. The Junk Wax era for sure, that kind of stuff, but really just every year I try to get a couple of new sets. I've run out of room on my shelves here for those. All of the 5,000 count boxes are just a bunch of random stuff. It's all labeled on the box of what's in it, but there's a lot of different stuff up there. My sets I've got so many now that they're just all the way up basically to the ceiling inside. I have some great archival binders that I used for my Hamilton collection and my Ivan Rodriguez collection. I don't know where to find these. People are going to ask me all the time when they see these videos, where did you get those? And I can't remember where I got them. I found them online, not on eBay, but at a photography store or something like that, because that's what they're for. They're archival binders to store photographs, and they just work fantastic in terms of holding cards, keeping everything out of the light. They're just great. So again, more just random stuff piled up here on this is where kind of things just go when they don't really have a particular place. I'm not a big autograph ball guy. I don't like they're just hard to store, so I don't do that. I'm more of a card guy. So that's the end of the closet. Got a couple jerseys and things over there. So I'll step back, I'll close this door, kind of pan around here, and again, one last look as I pan around the room. There's Bobblehead Land, and it really just has a great feeling in this room. I didn't even show my Berg display case. I forgot about that. It's another thing my dad and I worked on, totally refurbishing. Several years ago, we worked on that. And it's just an amazing piece to display cards. In here right now, I have just a bunch of Hall of Fame autographs. And the shelves all rotate around. It's off most of the time, like 99% of the time. The only time I turn it on is when I'm showing someone else how it works and how it rotates around. Because the light, even though it's a neon light, it's not, I just don't want the light on the cards. And it's dark in here most of the time, unless I'm shooting a video. It's pretty dark in here because I want to preserve the investment that I have in my collection. So that's that. Again, stepping back, kind of see how everything fits together. It just feels awesome in here now. Got everything kind of in its place. Everything feels clean and just right. So there's a final look at the big old case. So thanks for watching. Tell me what you think. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and look forward to the next time. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting.